there. You know, Thanksgiving means one thing to everybody. What?
Football and eating.
For those
Mostly
of us
eating.
who will be glued to the big game today, let's check in with our friends from NFL Today, James Brown, Phil Simms, Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, and Boomer Esiason.
Kevin and Kelty, thank you so very much. As my colleagues get set to talk about our Thanksgiving Day matchup, it'll be the Bears taking on the Lions. We start with the ex-Lion.
That's right. I played in this game 4 times, and I remember giving the pregame speech and telling them, don't worry about the meal later. It's time to eat right now. Now, at this point in the season, these two teams know each other, so the game is going to be won on the sidelines. These two new head coaches trying to impart their personality on their squads.
Yeah, talking about Matt Nagy and Matt Patricia. When you look at the Detroit Lions coming off a big win against Carolina, look for Kenny Golladay to be a guy for Matthew Stafford who could give the Chicago Bear defense a little bit of trouble today, Phil.
Well, the Chicago Bears, they got a lot of guys on defense that can play well with Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator. But I'm excited about the Chicago offense. Matt Nagy came in, great reputation, going to open it up. And you know what? He's lived up to it.
You know, Matthew Stafford is 4-4 and Thanksgiving Day games, obviously all in Detroit, but he's 6-1 against the Chicago Bears. They need this game in the worst way to get themselves back in the NFC playoffs.
Nate's got our meal lined up for after our broadcast, but right now back to Kevin Frazier and Kelty Knight.
JB, thanks so much. You guys look warm and toasty. Meanwhile, in
CBS Sports, your 2018 home of March Madness. The Masters, the PGA Championship, PGA Tour, SEC Football, the NFL, and February 3rd, Super Bowl 53.
And hello, everyone. A very happy Thanksgiving to all. I'm James Brown. Welcome to the NFL Today presented by Jeep. Now, we're getting set for the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. But first, we have breaking news. And our NFL Today insider, Jason Lockenfora, has more on that.
JB, huge news out of Detroit. Hall of Fame running back Barry Sanders is back. Sources tell me he signed a one-day contract. He's playing football today. Our Tracy Wolfson caught up with Coach Matt Patricia for more.
Coach, is it true?
Yes, Tracy, it's true. Barry Sanders is back. Happy Thanksgiving.
I had to come back, and this is the stage to do it.
Hand off to Barry Sanders.
Thanksgiving Day. For any player who's put on the uniform,
Just watch how many moves the guy makes.
this is the biggest, most important day on the Detroit calendar.
Sanders and Houdini have a lot in common.
It's all eyes on you,
Unbelievable!
your teammates, your city. And when you step on that field,
And running back, number 20, Barry Sanders.
you'll carry the weight of 79 years of Thanksgiving tradition.
Down the sidelines, by Barry. Best running back to ever play the game. On a day of Thanksgiving, you should be thankful to watch a guy like Barry Sanders.
I can still do this. I'm ready. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Hey, Barry, wake up. NFL Today is about to start. And if you're hungry, let's turkey in the lunchroom.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Go Lions. Man, I still look good in that jersey.
Folks, we are just about a half hour away from kickoff of our featured matchup on Thanksgiving Day. A capacity crowd making its way inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit, where the Bears will take on the Lions. And for the hometown fans, this game is a continuation of a Thanksgiving tradition.
And there is Chase Daniel. He's in for the injured Mitch Trubisky. He's making his 3rd career start. His last start was in 2014, and he's coming off a very short week.
There's Matthew Stafford of the Lions in his 10th years. This guy needs to be great today for the Lions to have a chance to upset the Chicago Bears.
And there's Khalil Man-Child Mack, has 5 forced fumbles on the season, 8 sacks, 2 of which came against the Lions just 12 days ago.
And there are the 2 rookie head coaches. Matt Nagy on your left. He's a former offense coordinator with Kansas City. And then, of course, Matt Patricia, the former defensive coordinator from the Patriots, who has his team at 4-6 at home today.
All right, fellas, so let's set the table for today's showdowns. As we mentioned, coming up here on CBS, Khalil Mack leads a stout Bears defense into the Motor City, looking to put the clamps on Matthew Stafford and the Lions in the 17th Turkey Day meeting between these NFC North rivals. And speaking of rivalries, Colt McCoy makes his first start of the season for Washington down in Big D. as they face off against Dak Prescott and their arch nemesis, the Cowboys. And plenty to feast on tonight when Matty Ice and the Falcons roll into the Big Easy to face the red-hot Drew Brees and the streaking Saints in an NFC South clash. All right, pleased to be joined at the desk by my colleagues Phil Simms, Coach Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, and Boomer Esiason. How great would it actually be to see Barry Sanders back in action?
You know, JB, I had to go against Barry Sanders on a Thanksgiving Day, and I got to tell you, in all my years of 15 years, I've never had to use two running backs to simulate him because his ability to stop and change direction was unbelievable. Fred Astaire like feet, Boom. He was a joy to watch.
Yes, he was a joy to watch. But let's take it back to reality just for a second here, guys. Chase Daniels is starting for Mitch Trubisky now. This is a good backup quarterback. He's been around since 2009. GM Ryan Pace knew him down in New Orleans. Head coach Matt Nagy had him in Kansas City. I just talked to one of his previous coaches in Kansas City. He told me the playbook is going to be wide open for the Bears. The one thing that he will not bring to the Bears offense that Mitch Trubisky has been bringing to that offense is the ability to run with the football. He had 81 yards in the first half against the Patriots. So those are plays that are not going to be there today for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, really good points. You know, the Chicago Bears 7-3. When you match them up against the Detroit Lions, you look at every group. Let's look at the offensive line, defensive backs, linebackers. Wherever you go, the advantage goes to Chicago Bears except the one spot. Where would that be? Quarterback. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Bill. Way to jump in there. But the Detroit Lions, what do they got going for them today? They're playing at home. It's Thanksgiving. It is special to them because I did many of those games. They lost 11 days ago to the Chicago Bears. I think that's a big deal. They're going against a backup quarterback. And this guy, Matthew Stafford, give him a chance in the fourth quarter. He can bring a team back. He's done it many times in the past.
As you talked about the short week, you know, only 8 times. This will be the 8th time that a team has played Sunday and gone to Thursday and had to play the game. Actually, the shortest since emergence.
Sunday night.
Sir, just the shortest one. This is 88 hours from start. And in those games, that 1-6 has been that team that has had to do that. So, you know, you look at the Chicago Bears, it is a big task for them. But, you know, there's no quarterback. Look for Tariq Cohen, to me, in the Wildcat potentially. On the other side of the ball, no Kerryon Johnson. He got hurt last week. So look for Theo Riddick to play a big role. But you talk about the Chicago Bears, Nate, it's still about that defense. And they got a guy named Khalil Mack. He's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, he's a problem, and Matt Stafford's going to be facing. I played in this game 3 times with Matt Stafford, and what I realized fairly quickly is a team that's focused on devouring their opponent and not devouring their meal later is the team that's going to win. And I know it sounds dramatic, but I learned that lesson at Thanksgiving 2010 when Tom Brady and the Patriots came to Detroit. And my team was sitting there worried about tickets, family, the meals, desserts, while Tom Brady came in business as usual, and he lit us up. So my advice to all those guys, go out there and focus. What are you staring at, my swag?
I don't know. You got like a sweater with a zipper around the neck or something? What is that?
It's turtleneck season, baby. Right, Coach?
I love it.
I remember that game. Tom Brady threw 6 touchdowns, if I remember, not to bring back.
All right, you don't have to rub it in.
No,
Nate has worked 9 hours already and he still has the Thanksgiving Day nomenclature down pat. Time now to welcome back our NFL Today insider, Jason Lockenfor. And this time, folks, we have some real news to report. Jason.
Yeah, JB, no more dream sequences here. We know Mitch Trubisky's out today. Sources tell me he could miss another week or 2. But as Boomer said, the Bears love Chase Daniel. They won a bidding war with the Chiefs to bring him in there. He's been in that system for 5 years. Some GMs I talked to back in the summer thought he could run the multiplicity of the offense better than Trubisky at the time. One other quarterback note, Aaron Rodgers has donated $1 million to relief and recovery efforts in his native Northern California after the wildfires there. You could donate as well. Go to @AaronRodgers12 to find out more.
All righty, guys, there's Chase Daniels on your left. He's starting his 3rd game in the NFL. Matthew Stafford 4-4 on Thanksgiving Day, but he's 6-1 at home against the Bears.
The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Jeep.
I'm Kenny Galladay from the Detroit Lions, and I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
My name is Prince Amukamara with the Chicago Bears, and I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Time now to go inside the pregame HQ delivered by Domino's.
It's time to set the table for the rest of the Thanksgiving Day football feast. The second course gets served up in Dallas, where the Redskins will have to deal with one of the hungriest players in the league in Ezekiel Elliott. Across the table, Adrian Peterson is most thankful for his help this year. But the same can't be said for the Skins' centerpiece who broke his drumstick last week. And now Dallas tries to stop Washington's division lead cold turkey. Save room for dessert as New Orleans hosts the Falcons for a late-night snack. The Saints are on a roll, and nobody passes out sweets like Drew Brees. The Falcons defense will try to stuff Alvin Kamara, but he's chomping at the bit to carve these birds up. And if Atlanta wants a piece of the playoff pie, they'll need to avoid getting Matty Ice creamed. So settle in for a cornucopia of NFL action and enjoy the holiday, because today, it's all gravy.
You know, in that piece right there, we saw Alex Smith, and we all want to wish Alex Smith the very best coming off that just terrible injury last week. So happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Alex, and hopefully you'll be back next year. Now, like the Bears with Chase Daniel, the Cowboys also are going to be facing a backup quarterback with the Redskins. His name is Colt McCoy. Now, Colt's been with them since 2014. The last time he started a game in Dallas, they actually won the game in overtime. And for me, you know, Colt McCoy is one of those backup quarterbacks that the coaches believe in, just like they believe in Chase Daniel in Chicago. So they're not going to lose a lot here. Maybe they'll get a little bit more downfield throwing. I'm going to take Dallas because I think they're playing better. Washington hasn't scored over 23 points in 7 straight games.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Dallas as well, and it's less about Colt McCoy, and it's more about the starters stepping up. Zeke is playing unbelievable last couple weeks, averaging 200 total yards per game. And Dak Prescott last week led his 12th game-winning drive of his career since entering the league. That's the most in the NFL. So if this does come down to the wire, he's going to show just how clutch he is.
All right, Nathan, in tonight's NFC South matchup, will Atlanta snap New Orleans' 9-game win streak, or will the Saints go marching on?
No, I think Atlanta's dealing with a lot of injuries down there. Look for Calvin Ridley, though. He's quietly had this really very good rookie year, but on the other side of it, how about the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees? 25 touchdowns, 1 interception, 77% completion percentage, and only been sacked 9 times.
Ridiculous.
If there's anybody that deserves an MVP, right now, to me, he's at the top.
Well, first off, for Christmas, I'm going to buy Boomer a stopwatch. Well, let's get that straight. But here, I'm going to talk about New Orleans offense. Of course, I'm taking them. Their offense has been unstoppable all year long. They do it with power. They do it with finesse. They do it with deception to keep the defense honest. And I'm changing what I said before. I think they have the best offensive line in football, even over Pittsburgh. Do you know why? Because I got a body of work to look at now, Bill.
Well, you can't ask me a question and don't let me answer it.
No, I answer my own questions. That's what I like.
Hey, Boomer gave you a nice timer right there,
Yes,
buddy.
you did. Thank you.
Hey,
Oh, you're welcome.
talk about Snacks Harrison.
That's right, Snacks Harrison. Hey, listen, he will not have a bye this season due to be traded from the Giants to the Lions. It's just more time for Snacks to eat, whose favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. Doesn't show, really.
This holiday season may be best served giving thanks to those who are positive influences in our lives. Aaron Maben walks that walk every day. The former consensus All-America and first-round pick in the 2009 NFL Draft did not take the football path many expected. But in his hometown of Baltimore, where he serves as an art and literacy teacher, the community there sees him as a bigger star than he could ever have been on the football field.
So many people, the first thing that will come out of their mouths when they speak of Aaron Maben is, who's Aaron Maben? Or what did he do in the NFL? Or he was a bust. I would challenge you to know about Aaron Maben.
You know, I always knew that I wanted to give back to my community. I knew that I wanted to make my city a better place. I knew that I wanted to be a part of the changes that I wanted to see.
School still going well, though?
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Supposed to get our report card.
As you're battling issues of social justice, they're battled on a lot of different fronts.
Well, look, just keep on working hard at it, all right?
All right.
I'm about to get up out of here.
I walk to school every day because there's a little bit of a privilege in my neighborhood that doesn't exist in the direct neighborhood that I teach in, even though we're right next to each other. So during that walk, I pass by a lot of things that reinforce in my mind what my own students are dealing with on their walks to school every single day.
We're all safe and sound in here. We ready to get started? Yeah. I need you guys to come in and have a seat on the carpet for me, all right? Take us in.
He kind of connects with the children as far as culture-wise. And like, who is this big person that's actually paying attention to me?
You'll have to play more quietly. Remember, we have a new baby in the house.
They feel how genuine he is when he interacts with them.
So what was that book about? Yes.
When Mr. Maben comes in, he's very humble. He rarely talks with the kids about, you know, what he has done, but he always talks with them about what he is going to do.
But I want you guys to do your best, come up with your own self-portraits, and you can make them as colorful and elaborate as you want to make them, all right?
When you're genuinely trying, you know, even if you don't get it right, they can feel it.
Great job, baby girl. I love it. Absolutely love it.
When I became a teacher, one of the things that I would do to help connect myself to the students, every now and again I would draw one of them. And what I realized was the way that they would react and respond was unlike anything that I had ever seen before. So eventually, like, it occurred to me to ask them, like, how many of you seen a book, a coloring book, comic book, where everybody in the book looked like you?
One thing I love about his coloring pages, they all are positive images of boys and girls, and then they actually fill in the image.
Like a lot of these kids, like they're drawing now, so now they're able to express themselves in a different way and make them feel better about themselves.
Activism is what we do every single day.
What's the day been like for you guys today?
Very cold.
Very cold. You guys are cold?
We've had heating problems forever.
It is our reality, and it just seemed that once Mr. Maben, put out that, you know, here's my reality, I'm trying to teach kids, and we don't have heat, it just snowballed.
For one, I couldn't believe that it was that bad, and nobody was really talking about it in the way that I felt like it deserved to be talked about.
Aaron can say and do things that I can't. I can think in my mind, but I can't say. He can do things that I can't. He doesn't have red tape that I have to follow.
I think that had I not been a first-round pick, a lot less people would have cared about what I had to say.
Why do y'all feel like people allow, allow something like that to happen?
One thing that became very evident as he got older was giving back.
Right now, my kids are freezing. What do we have to do today to make sure that when they come back to school tomorrow, they're not feeling as bad as they felt today? That's all I cared about.
We understand his video went viral, and because of that, we had so many people reaching out to the school. They just wanted to help.
I saw on TV them working on my heater. I was like, I'm gonna have heat, yes! I'm gonna have heat.
Now, you know, it's 2018 and the heat is pumping. If, be honest, if he never did that, we'd probably still be cold right now.
Gotta find me an angel to fly away with me. Gotta find me an angel who will set me free.
We were probably looking for him and didn't know we were looking for him. And now he's here.
I'm thankful that he has a genuine love for the children here.
Anybody that needs a helping hand, he's there.
And that truly is what Thanksgiving is all about.
Every day is Thanksgiving when Mr. Maben is here.
The NFL Today is sponsored by K Jewelers. For all the moments, for love, forever. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Jeep.
Time now for Golden Moments, brought to you by McDonald's.
Intercepted by Mack, earning his money tonight. Leo Mack is
makes a big play. It is Khalil Mack with the sack and the strip. And welcome to Chicago, big boy.
Yes.
The Bears defense has been rising to the occasion, folks. They are tops in the league in takeaway.
Yes.
Thanks in part to linebacker Khalil Mack, who has 5 forced fumbles. Is he the next monster of the Midway?
Yes, he is. And happy Thanksgiving, by the way, JB. Here's the deal. For Phil and I, we know this, what Matthew Stafford's going to be confronted with. He was sacked 6 times the last time these two teams played. He has to identify where Khalil Mack is. We had Reggie White. We had Joe Klecko.
Yeah.
We have now J.J. Watt in the league. When you are a quarterback, you get to that line of scrimmage, you better find out where he is and send a second guy over there to help him because he will wreck your game.
Yeah, and the reason why, because he has the speed to get around you like a wide receiver off the line of scrimmage. He has the power to bulldoze you, and they also scheme him into great plays. I know it says at the zoo, don't feed the Bears, but you better feed him chips. Chip him all day with your running back, chip him all day with your tight end. Dedicate 2 individuals to him all game.
And I love what Matt Nagy did when he went out. He kept Vic Fangio as his defensive coordinator. Then he said, you know what? Let me get a free agent and Khalil Mack and draft Rohan Smith. They are set at linebacker, Phil, for the next decade right now. These 2 guys are big-time players.
Yeah, you know, he's like a quarterback on the defensive side. He makes everybody else around him better. You got to double-team him, so that frees up other people like Akeem Hicks. The linebackers are always free one-on-one against running backs when they want to blitz. And, Boomer, you are right. If you're a quarterback, you always know where Khalil Mack is.
All right, Phil, time now for the NFL Today picks presented by FedEx. Coming up shortly, the Bears-Lions.
And there's just so many things going against the Detroit Lions today. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears, even though I think emotionally it's for the Detroit Lions.
You know, back in 20 years ago on Thanksgiving on this day, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I took them up to play the Detroit Lions. We were 7-4, they were 4-7. And I will just say to you, Chicago Bears, feel my pain, because Detroit Lions are winning today.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I'm right there with you, Coach. I got to represent for my Lions. They're going to step up big on a big stage. And look out for Ziggy Ansah making Chase Daniel day long.
I'm with Chase Daniel today. I am taking the Bears, and I'm going to tell you, Khalil Mack will have an outstanding game because he wants to say hi to John Gruden and everybody back in Oakland.
Oh.
All right, a reminder, go to NFL.com/FedEx and cast your vote for the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week. Don't forget, follow along and see all of our weekly picks at CBSSports.com/FedEx. Boomer and Phil, the quarterbacks, trying to keep the big boy calm here. Kickoff is just a few moments away. Bears and Lions.
Right here on CBS. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Must be Thanksgiving.